All right, coming up tonight at Ballpark Village, it's the Blues Icebreaker. To talk about it is the voice of the St. Louis Blues, Mr. Chris Kerber. Chris, good to hear your voice, my friend.
McGraw, how are you?
Once we hear your voice, we know that hockey season is right around the corner. We'll get to this hockey thing in a second, but since I don't get to talk to you as often as I used to, are you still in that Irish curling club?
No, you know what? I'm not. The scheduling with 3 kids got a little too tough, but no, I haven't done the hurling in a little while. But apparently, it is still going strong. The original founders of it, Paul Rohde, Dan Lapke, and some guys, they're still part of it, and I think they're up to 8 teams or something. It's been a pretty cool venture for them.
Yeah, and then a lot of people don't know, you're one of how many kids in your family? 17?
Got 8 brothers and sisters, so there's only 9 of us.
Oh, only 9.
17.
Only 9 of us.
You know, I grew up in a family of 6, and
right.
I'm one of 6. And it's just so unfortunate that families aren't that big anymore, because 9 was a lot, and 6 was like, oh, 6, okay. You know, you say 6 kids today, people think you're crazy.
That's true.
Yeah, and you know what? I've got one brother who has 4, and he may end up leading the pack. So yeah, none of ours are going to quite get as big as 9, but it was a pretty cool way to grow up when you've got that many brothers and sisters. There was always somebody to do something with.
And then I always even now, like my oldest sisters are like, "Did you go to school with a Vingello?" Because I went to school with the older sister. So it's almost like you can go 50 years one way or the other because somebody went to school with somebody's brother or sister.
Well, yeah, I mean, the degrees of freedom, but, one of the coolest things, frankly, has been just, friends of your brothers and sisters become friends of yours, and I'll still have friends, frankly, they'll drive out and they'll be driving past my dad's house, and just without even knowing, they'll just go knock on the door to see if he's in, and, you'll get a call and say, hey, I just spent an hour with your dad. Just kind of neat stuff.
All right, Chris Kerber, voice of the Blues. What's going on tonight at Ballpark Village?
Listen, we got a great event tonight. A couple things actually this morning. If folks haven't downloaded the Blues new app, we're going to be streaming a Q&A with Doug Armstrong and Ken Hitchcock this morning. But tonight at Ballpark Village, we're having our Blues Icebreaker at Ballpark Village, and we're basically turning Ballpark Village blue for a couple hours. It'll start at 6. We'll have a slap shot machine, the Fanboni outside. Inside, Charles Glenn and his 5-piece band, they'll be performing from 6 to 9. But on stage at 6:30, we're going to be unveiling the new jersey. And David Backus, T.J. Oshie, Alex Petrangelo, Barrett Jackman, and Paul Stastny will all be there. Bobby Plager, Jimmy Roberts, Bruce Affleck, Mike Zook, and some others. And it's basically just going to be a party. We're going to have some great giveaways, from a suite to a game opening day tickets, giving away the jerseys that they're wearing. Of course, Brett Hull will be there. He'll be on stage with us. And the jersey unveiling part will happen around 6:30, but the party goes from basically 6 to 9 or so while Charles Glenn is playing. It ought to be a great time.
All right, first of all, how much is the app to download?
Free.
Free. How much are the tickets tonight to the Blues Icebreaker?
Free.
Well, it's a pretty good deal.
It is a good deal.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, how about that?
All you got to do is just come on down with Blues fans and have a good time. And you know what we really want to have people do? Bring somebody down that says, I haven't been to a Blues game in a while. Bring somebody down that you want to help them turn blue. This is the excitement for this hockey team. When the Blues signed Paul Stastny, what they did to the Western Conference, it got everybody's attention. The Blackhawks really didn't get it a whole lot better this summer, and by signing Stastny, they really weakened the Colorado Avalanche. So, the Blues have turned some heads. They've added a few more pieces too, and right now, we just can't wait to get to October and drop the puck and get this campaign going.
All right, Chris Kerber, for a couple of Blues fans who don't really know a whole lot about Blues, let's just assuming somebody out there, because I know everything there is to know about the Blues, but let's just assume someone's listening who doesn't know why Paul Stastny is such a great signing for the Blues. Explain what he brings to the Blues.
Well, he first off, he's a pure centerman, and when you look at what the Blues have, that they've been using guys that were wingers or something at center, except for Patrick Berglund. But then, so you've got a pure centerman, and you've got a number one playmaking center. You've got a guy that has great vision of the puck, but also has the ability to score. So they can't just lay off and prevent you from passing, because he'll put it in the back of the net. Now they've got to get in tight on him, and then he can find somebody else. So whether he's playing with Tarasenko or Backus or whomever he may be playing with, he's going to create some great vision on that ice that is going to basically help the Blues tremendously in the offensive side. Plus, I mean, let's face it. I mean, you come from an amazing hockey playing family, and of the Stastny family, you've got some fantastic hockey sense in there too. So he was the most sought after free agent, and the Blues are able to land him this summer, and which I think is quite a statement for Doug Armstrong and the ownership group here in St. Louis.
He also grew up in St. Louis, didn't he?
Well, he is. Peter Stastny considers this his real home for Paul. I mean, he grew up in St. Louis. He was born here. This is where he was because his dad was playing here. So yeah, St. Louis is home to him. He just got married this summer to a girl from Denver, and so one of the reasons he hasn't been able to get into town until now was there was that wedding, and then he frankly. I don't know if you follow this on the Blues website, but if you haven't, this has just been phenomenal. Kelly Chase, Terry Yake, Bundy Fedorko have been sending back some great footage, but the Blues alumni went over to Slovakia and just played 3 charity games to help raise over $200,000 for the Pavel Demitra Fund over there. And the videos, the stories, the interviews, the shots, and Bernie Fedorko talking, doing an interview basically at Pavel's gravesite. I mean, it's just been an amazing stuff to see. And Paul actually went over there as well, and he's come back early so he could be here tonight for everybody.
Pretty sweet deal. All right, so all we need to know is Ballpark Village tonight at 6 p.m.
Ballpark Village tonight at 6 p.m., and it's free. So come on down and just have some fun with Blues fans.
Chris Kerber, also don't forget to download the Blues app. When's the first game, October?
October 9th is the home opener against the New York Rangers. Preseason will start September 21st.
You got it. Chris Kerber, good to hear your voice. Be safe, and we'll talk to you down the road.
All right, do me a favor. Try to keep John Hadley in touch.
I can only do so much. I cannot do the impossible.
All right, guys. Talk to you soon.
All right, Chris Kerber, ladies and gentlemen, who has been, I want to say, the voice of the Blues for a good, 15 years maybe? 14, 15 years?
Wow.
So it's great. He grew up here in St. Louis from a large family. You run into a Kerber all over the place. I love those big families. It's just
You're right.
You're from a big family. I'm
5
from a big
kids,
family.
6 kids,
yeah. But I know your sisters call you up and be like, did you ever run across Jones? Yeah. No, I played baseball with his brother. I think the younger one.
Yeah, especially with Facebook now. She's like, do you know this person? Oh yeah, she's in your class.
I had somebody reach out to me who was friends with my sister, my older sister, Cheryl. And my sister and her were as thick as thieves as kids. They live right down the street, the McSweeneys. They had like 6 kids, right? So it was the Millhavens and the McSweeneys. And one of the McSweeneys reaches out to me on Facebook. She's like, I can't find your sister Cheryl anywhere. Can you tell her I'm looking for her? So I was like, sure. So I sort of put them together, and they went out and had, they met up in whatever town they were in. And one
They were
was
probably
going,
only like one town over from each other.
One was going to New York, the other one was going to be in New York. So they met up and they had, one of these, do you remember when nights? And it was just because somebody reached out on Facebook.
Always fun.
And
to do that.
it was like, you were the snot-nosed brother. I remember, right?
And
I'm like,
now look at you.
And now I'm still the snot-nosed brother. I'm still the annoying little brother. 7:30, Big 550 KT.